Welcome to the Daily Intelligence Brief from IntelStor for the 6th of May 2025. In today's top renewable energy news, Danish wind turbine manufacturer Vestas said on Tuesday that import tariffs will ultimately result in higher electricity prices for U.S. consumers. Wind turbines include components and materials sourced globally, making the sector vulnerable to potential impacts from international trade tariffs. Tariff costs will be passed on from supply chain companies to project developers. This could make some projects financially unviable and will raise electricity prices to compensate for the increased costs. The U.S. president is facing a legal challenge to his executive order over the temporary withdrawal of offshore wind energy leases and review of wind power permitting practices. The District of Columbia and 17 states are suing Trump Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Interior Secretary Joe Burgum, and a slew of other officials. The lawsuit describes the administration's attempts to halt progress in order to undertake an amorphous, redundant, extra-statutory, and multi-agency review of unknown duration. The plaintiff states go on to warn against job loss, economic effects, and a roadblock to the source of 10% of the electricity generation in the U.S. Australia's offshore wind industry can breathe a sigh of relief after the thumping Labour election win over an opposition. However, some challenges still remain to the permitting regime, plus the cost and complexity of the power distribution system, as well as the offtake. Local developers and their international project partners and financiers are seeking clarity from Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's government on project permitting so their environmental reviews can move forward. The UK government has confirmed its plan to progress with a major shake-up of its national contracts for difference auctions. This will allow Energy Secretary Ed Miliband to peek at anonymised bid information before setting budgets. Miliband and his team at the Department for Energy Security and Net Zero have this year been consulting on a suite of proposals that would radically reform the UK's annual renewables auction. Ocean and wind measurement studies have begun for Turkey's first comprehensive nearshore wind energy research. The project, which is being implemented within the scope of the IIPA 2019 Energy Sector Program and supported by the World Bank, is being undertaken for the Ministry of Energy and Natural Resources. Thanks to the wind metocean resource measurements that will continue for 1 year, the critical data needed for investments targeting 1 gigawatt of offshore wind capacity in the Marmara Sea will be provided. You can learn more about all of IntelStor's market and sales intelligence offerings at www.intelstor.com and subscribe to our channel today.